Think about a great city like Rome or Paris or Singapore or Tokyo. What is a great city? What makes a city great? And think about where you live now. How do you talk about your city to show that it's good or not too good? And what is important for you to live in a good environment? And how do we say this in English? For example, is your city crowded? What is the population of your city? So, population is the number of people living in a city or a country. Like the population is 600,000 or 1 million. Crowded is when there's a lot of people in a small space. So we'll say that this place is crowded. The population of India is over 1 billion people. City populations are growing around the world, so some cities are more crowded than before. So where you live, is it crowded? Pedestrian friendly. A pedestrian, that's people or a person walking on the street or on the sidewalk. They walk around the city. They don't drive a car. Pedestrian friendly is a place that's safe and easy to walk for pedestrians. So, is your city a walking city? And that's a city where you don't need a car. You can just walk around and maybe take public transportation like the MRT or public buses. So, is being in a pedestrian-friendly place important to you? Tokyo, Japan is a pedestrian-friendly city. There are many sidewalks to walk on and a lot of public transportation choices, like the subway. New York City in America is a walking city. You don't need a car there. It's actually more trouble to have a car. Traffic. How much traffic is in your city or where you live? Traffic means cars and trucks and motorcycles on the road that are driving on the road. So there can be a lot of traffic or a little traffic. Are the streets busy where you live? Are there traffic jams? What's a traffic jam? A traffic jam is when there are too many cars on the road at the same time, and so the traffic goes very slowly. That's called a traffic jam. Traffic makes a lot of noise, so maybe you live in a noisy place. It also can create a lot of pollution. So where you live might have a lot of pollution too because of traffic. There's too much traffic in this city. It's difficult to drive around. Traffic jams at 5 o'clock are why some cities have a lot of pollution. People going home after work creates traffic jams. Green spaces. Where you live, are there green spaces? Green spaces are natural places in the city. Places with a lot of grass, maybe lakes, trees, animals, wildlife. Sometimes we say they are urban parks, which are city parks, parks in the city. Green spaces usually have walking paths, bike paths, beaches, lakes. Singapore is a busy city, but it has lots of green spaces to escape the crowds. Get away from the people. There's a lot of green space. Stanley Park in Vancouver, Canada, is one of the largest urban parks in North America. Have you been there? It's a big park in Vancouver, a great green space. Now, where you live, the cost of living is important also. Cost of living is how much money you need to spend where you live. So, for example, is the cost high or is the cost low? And we say high cost of living. That means it's expensive to live there. But low cost of living means it's not so expensive. Is your rent high? Are prices high to buy a house? What are the costs of food? The MRT also. The cost of living in San Francisco is quite high. It's a little bit expensive to live in San Francisco. A lot of people cannot live in Zurich, Switzerland, because of the high cost of living. Zurich, quite expensive. So cost of living, that's important where you live. How about nightlife? The nightlife is there are places to go eat or drink or dance or sing or hang out at night. There are things to do at night. It's not a sleepy place. How is the nightlife where you live? Are there a lot of choices? Is there good energy at night? The nightlife in London is great fun. So true. Seoul, Korea is full of nightlife. It is. Seoul is a fun place at night. So many places to eat and drink. How about crime rate? Crime rate is how much crime is in a city. And crime are people who are breaking the law, stealing things, hurting other people. That's crime. It can make a place dangerous. So you think about your city, what is the public safety in the city? That means, do you feel safe in the city, in the day or at night? What's the crime rate? Is it high or low? The crime rate in some American cities is higher than other cities in the world. It's true. Crime rate in America can be high. But Asian cities feel safe at night. The crime rate is usually low. In Asia, I feel quite safe at night. Public safety is good. So think about where you live, and can you talk about your city using these vocabulary words? Crowded population, pedestrian friendly, traffic, green spaces, cost of living, nightlife, the crime rate. Think about your city and what are all of those things like? And here's a quiz for you. I have a question for you. What is most important to you where you live? So you can go back to these vocabulary words, look at them, think about what's most important to you, and then go to the comment box and tell me your ideas. Answer the question. Okay? There we go. All right. So that's it. Cities and city vocabulary. What is important to you? Where do you live and what isn't? What do you like about where you live and what do you not quite like? I'll see you guys in the next lesson. Take care.